continued, they're all wondering what's going on with me. Well, sure, because you're changing. And in that circle of friends and family, nobody changes. That's usually, in fact, why we keep the same friends for 20 and 30 years, because everybody has perfected a certain style and quantity and way of trading, and we stay with the people who understand the trade. Really, no kidding. You're changing. You're doing things differently. And they're finding that a little weird, so they're wondering what's wrong with you. They pay you and you don't pay them back like you always used to. Too bad. If you really want to be happy, you have to go through this process. And in the meantime, you don't need to be encumbered by the guilt that you feel toward them, which will just slow you down. She continued, my sister is pregnant and she would probably like it if I reached out to her more and gave her more support. I feel like I'm not being loving enough to my family and friends. You've all heard me say this before. You can only be as loving as you can freely offer. If it's not freely offered, it's not unconditional love, with no guilt. If you feel forced to offer it, it's not really love. It's just duty and obligation. And here are two people exchanging duty and obligation, and it might look like service, and it could actually be service from the outside, but it ain't love, and it doesn't feel like love. She concludes, like I'm living this selfish life of just being happy on my own, not caring enough about others. Do you think I should try to be more loving to them? Call more often maybe, but show more interest in them, Am I not being selfish? To an extent, yeah, you are being selfish, in the same way that when I had my knees replaced, I laid there in the hospital bed and took pain medication, and I didn't sweep a single floor. I didn't mow anybody's lawn. I didn't take anybody's phone calls. I didn't do anything for anybody else during the immediate period while I was healing. Not a thing. Was I selfish? Yeah, necessarily selfish. While I healed in a hospital bed, that's where you are. You are being selfish. You're taking care of yourself, and you need to. If you feel like offering love to somebody, inquiring after their welfare, for example, fine, if you can do it freely, but you were nearly destroyed by obligation and guilt. You don't need your present progress slowed by drinking out of that sewer anymore. You just don't.